Hi everyone. This is part 2 for the study of Psalms 91. I just thought it was so good. I wanted to do 2 more verses because it has really encouraged me during this time, and I really wanted to share encouragement during crisis. What we're going through is definitely things that none of us have ever gone through, and it's crazy and it's scary, and there's so much happening in the world that it can be so easy to focus on that and get your eyes off of God and just be afraid and be fearful. And so Psalms 91 has really encouraged me during this time. So I'm going to read verses 1 through 4. Last time we focused on verses 1 and 2, and this time we're going to do 3 and 4. So, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. So I looked up some of the words in here, and the word cover, where it says he shall cover thee with his wings, that word means to protect, to defend, and to hedge. And I thought, how beautiful is that when we put our trust in Him, when we spend time with Him, then we get to dwell in that secret place. We get to dwell in His presence, not just the physical, like sitting down having devotions all day long, but that His presence is with you all the time. And then because you have spent time with Him, He will be your fortress, and He will cover you with His wings. And I just think that's so beautiful, that picture of it's almost like mothering, like, putting your arms around your child, or like a mother bird, like putting her wings over her little chickies to make sure that they're safe. God will surround us and He will protect us, and that doesn't always look like we think it does. That doesn't mean that we won't get sick or get hurt sometimes, but He will protect us in our spirit, and He will not allow anything to happen outside of His control. And sometimes it's hard to believe that God would allow things that do hurt us, sicknesses, cancer, death, like that does not make sense. But realizing God's not going to remove every hurt from our life, but He can protect us in our spirit. He can protect us and defend us against the attacks of the devil, and He can put a hedge around us with those wings when we spend time in His presence. Because if we don't spend time with Him, if we don't give Him our time and give Him the opportunity to protect us, if we're like, no, I got it, I'm good, even if you are a Christian, it can be easy. I find myself wanting to take care of myself, like, I'm fine, I'll be okay, and not giving over control to God and letting Him call the shots. It's hard. I like to be in control of my life. But when we give that to Him, He can then protect us, and He can defend us. And it also says here that His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. So a lot of times, I don't know if you've heard this, but I feel like I hear it a lot, is finding your own truth. And that's great and all, but there's a lot of things that we can think are great and wonderful for ourselves, but they're not actually God's truth. And we can sometimes think something's good for us when it's not. And God knows best. He knows us more than anyone else. And it says His truth. So we can't lean on our truth and what we think is right and good for ourselves, but His truth. And if you know the Lord, you know that He is faithful, and you know that He's trustworthy. And like I said, it doesn't always look like us being perfectly healthy and never having loss or experiencing bad things, but His truth will protect us spiritually. When we choose to trust in God and give Him control and choose to believe His truth above anything that we think, then He can protect us. And when we're protected from the attacks of the devil, we can have bad things happen. We can have health issues. We can experience loss, but God is still there protecting us. And He's still there guiding us. And He wants for us to be able to come to Him. He wants to protect us and to take care of us. But we have to make that choice to allow Him to. I hope that was a blessing. And I hope today that you find refuge under the shadow of the Almighty.